Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Christy, otherwise known as Carmen Lee, and today I'm going to talk about my 2024 writing plans. So 2023 was filled with so many highs, so many lows, and it's not that I think 2024 will be any different because let's be real. But I am super excited because 2024 is going to be a year of so many firsts for me. So for any of you who are new to my channel, I have been an indie author for a few years. I started as a ghostwriter before kind of branching out on my own and writing my own works. And at the end of 2022 is when I got my agent and when I got my first 3-book deal with Harlequin. And so 2024 is going to be a year of figuring some things out. Anyone who knows anything about traditional publishing, and you know that when you sign the deal for your books, it could be 2 years before your book comes out. And essentially it will have been almost 2 years from when I signed my book deal to when my first book in this 3-book series will come out. And so it has kind of been a culmination of a lot of work to get here, but it's also been really exciting to kind of go on this journey and see how things might progress in the future, because I do plan on hopefully writing more books to get traditional book deals, but I also do plan on continuing to release a few indie works. So a few things that I finished for 2023, I had 3 book releases, 1 novella, 1 short story, and an anthology, and then book 2 and my Dumond series. I also had a cover reveal for my traditional publishing debut, the 710 Split, which is coming out May 2024. So I still have to work on past pages for the 710 Split, but other than that, I think it's mostly done. Like I said, this is a new experience being traditionally published. But yes, most of that work has been done. It has been a really, really cool experience from start to finish, just to kind of see how this book has grown. And so I'm super excited about finally getting arcs out and, getting to hold the book in my hand and having a release in May. And so, yeah, it almost doesn't seem real. I think the moment that I have the book in my hands, I'm probably going to need a moment to compose myself. But another cool thing that I finished in 2023, which I guess I hesitate to call it finishing because it really is just the first step, is that I did get another deal. Right now I'm calling it the Secret Sapphic Project because it has not been announced yet. I actually got this deal. I think it was finished right before everybody went out for the holiday in December. And so this will be part of what I work on for 2024, but it did check off another thing on my list for 2023, which was getting another deal. So now let's talk about what I am continuing to work on for 2024, which there's a lot. So one thing I plan on continuing is my Radish serial, specifically Dangerous Liaisons, which is a sapphic, darker contemporary romance. I tend to lean very romantic comedy with some of my other books, and so this is kind of an indulgent piece because I think this came about when I heard, probably on Twitter, someone say, I support women's rights, but I also support women's wrongs. And from that, my mind was just like, oh yeah, this is okay, yes. And so it's a little bit of like a mafia. The characters are thrown together because one is protecting the other from assassins who are coming to kill her, and they're trying to unravel the mystery of why. They're both from very prominent families who have connections to one another in the past, and so they're unraveling that, while at the same time they have this undeniable chemistry that they're both trying to fight. And so I'm planning on continuing that for 2024, and I plan on wrapping that up and finishing it in 2024. I also plan on continuing book 2 in my 3-book deal with Afterglow Books. I finished the manuscript and sent it to my editor, but I am expecting to get my dev edits back for 2024, potentially at the beginning of 2024. And so I've kind of carved a space in my calendar for this year to work on that. Although I do not, as of yet, have a release date for book 2. But I am super excited because we did start talks about the cover at the end of 2023. I also plan on finishing Project KW, which is a manuscript that I had hoped to finish at the end of 2023 to get to my agent so that we could kind of do some edits, some revisions, have some talks, and go into submissions at the beginning of 2024, which will be my first time ever being on submission, because I got my agent and my book deal at the same time at the end of 2022. But unfortunately, like I said, due to just bandwidth and not really having the time to finish it in 2023, it's now been pushed to 2024. But I'm feeling much better about this manuscript, and I've had many long talks with myself about just being realistic about what I can and cannot accomplish within a specific time frame. And so I'm super excited to get this manuscript over to her. And yeah, I mean, I can't really talk about it too much just because I'm hoping that it will go out on submission and I'm hoping that it will sell. So then I have some new projects for 2024. Of course, contracted work takes precedence. And so if there are other things that come up that I'm contracted for, then some of these things, of course, will either have to wait until later in 2024 or we'll have to wait until 2025. So in 2023, I think in maybe the summer or the fall of 2023, I sent over my proposal for book 3 in my 3-book deal to Afterglow Books. And after some discussions and back and forth, I did get that proposal approved. And so I do not yet have a date for when that is potentially going to be released, which means I don't really have a date for when the manuscript needs to be with my editor. And so I put that on the back burner. And so I'm more than likely thinking that I will at least finish the first draft of that by the end of 2024. I also have the super secret Sapphic project that the deal was signed at the end of 2023, which means I need to write it at the beginning of 2024. And in fact, I do have a due date for that one. It's the end of February. And so I will be writing on that in January and February so that I can get it over to my editor. So I also am working on a proposal for my options clause that I have with Afterglow Books. I'm hoping to set it in the same town or the same world, I guess, as my first 3-book deal. And so I have some ideas that I've kind of floated back and forth of how I want to utilize that options clause. And right now I can't do anything with it because my first book hasn't come out. But I do plan on being ready once my first book comes out in May to have something to present to my editor and the publisher in the hopes that they will pick it up and I'll have another book deal. I am also hopefully planning on working on my first young adult novel. I'm tentatively calling it Spear Wars right now. It is not really a companion to the 7-10 split, but it also has to do with bullying. And so I have a synopsis for it. I have a pitch for it. I do not have the first chapter just yet. I don't really have anything other than that written for it. I'm hoping that I will have it ready to my agent by the end of the summer. For 2024 in order to kind of do our edits and revisions back and forth and see what she thinks about it, and then maybe go out on submission with it if it's something that she thinks would be great and if it's something that I feel like passionate about as well by the time I finish it. So one thing that's going to be really cool for 2024 that I did not do for 2023 or prior to that is going to a few author and reader events. I signed up for some of them and I was happy that I was accepted to them. It will be a very new experience for me. I have done a few virtual events before, either with just a specific book blogger or book reviewer, or kind of like a panel. I've done a couple of virtual panels that have been like closed panels, so they weren't public. But this will be the first time that I actually go out and do events. Most of these events are happening in February. There are two that are back-to-back weekends. And so I'm hoping that they will go well. I don't hold any illusions of making money at these events. I've talked to quite a few of my other author friends who have done events, and really I'm just super excited to be able to like meet other authors, like some of whom like I have their books on my shelf, and meet readers and just kind of get out there and see how it goes and see what it's like, because I've actually never even been to a book event before, outside of specific authors having book signings and things at bookstores. But I've never been to one of these events where you have multiple authors. So yeah, that wraps up my video about what I hope to accomplish in 2024. It's going to be a very, very busy year. It's definitely going to require me to plan and make sure I sit down and write out everything that I need to do so I don't drop the ball on anything. And I have already gotten my calendar that I'm actually super excited to use. I'm counting down the days until I can, write down the first set of things that I need to get done. But yeah, it's going to be really busy. I definitely plan on doing much better about documenting what I'm working on. I think you probably, if you follow me, you have seen that I tend to do a lot more short videos rather than long videos. I love YouTube Shorts. And I love TikTok. Those are really great for my attention span, because my attention span is crap on most days. And so, but I do plan on doing a lot more videos, especially when it comes to kind of the writing process and what the process is with being indie compared to what the process is with being traditionally published. So thanks for watching my video. If you enjoyed it and you want to see more, please be sure to like and subscribe. It really helps me, and I really enjoy being able to kind of connect with all of you who are either readers or writers or authors yourself. And hopefully you all have a great 2024. I will see you in the next video.